So look, squad. It is 11:54 p.m. We're supposed to be picking up this load that they told us would be ready by 11:30. Well, this is when they told us to get here. So we get here at the USPS warehouse in Texas, somewhere in Texas. I don't know the exact location, but we're in Texas, and we're heading to Richmond, California, or San Francisco, whichever one you want to call it. And they say the load doesn't leave out until 4:30 this morning, tomorrow morning, or this morning, whatever you want to call that too. So we gotta wait. We got here at 11. We gotta wait four or five more hours before we can even leave. So I've wasted from earlier today the stuff they had us doing, running around grabbing trailers and dropping them off and stupid ish like that. I've wasted my whole drive time for the day and ain't done nothing, because after a certain time your clocks merge and it's gonna start running down. So I wasted darn near 10 hours, 9 hours of drive time today, and now it's looking like the wife is going to be losing a couple hours off her time as well, because we got to sit here and wait. And like, they knew that this load wasn't going to be picking up until 4:30, but still insisted on us being here by 11:30 p.m. the prior day, which makes no sense. We could have still been at the truck stop sleep instead of worrying about rushing to get over here to pick up a load that's not even ready to go. But this is the information that they always have and don't share with us. And they're not sharing all the information with us because apparently we need a padlock for the load. No one told us. And now we either have to figure out how to get to a store that sells one, or hopefully they can sell us one here at the USPS warehouse. But at any rate, like, it's really frustrating trying to do a job for said companies without all the information we need, and with false information, them telling us we need to be here to pick up a load at a certain time and can't pick the load up until 4 or 5 hours later. And then we're sitting here, like, a lot of USPSs don't even let you sit on their property if you're too early, or they don't. I mean, as soon as you finish getting loaded, they want you to leave. It's like, yeah, so it's like, yeah, for them to let us actually sit on the property while waiting on our door to open up so we can go back into it is actually a shock to me, that they don't normally do. But yeah, if this was one of those USPSs that were acting like some real donkeys, we would have to go find somewhere to park for those 4 or 5 hours, then come back all the way back over here, get back in, get checked in again, and go through all that whole nonsense all over again. Mind you, we've been sitting up waiting for the past 2 days here in Texas, waiting on a load. Then dude finally says, "Hey, we got you a load going to California." Great, book it. They booked it. So now we've successfully wasted 2 days. But we did get a California run, and supposedly, heavy on the quotations, we're gonna get longer loads from here on out, which is what we asked for, which is what they actually told us when we even signed on with the company, that we'd be getting longer loads. And that's the only reason for us even coming back out, not to get loads that's taking us a few hundred miles from one destination to the next. We need to be going thousands of miles from one destination to the next, because that's the only way we're going to maximize revenue for ourselves and the company that we're working for. I mean, there's no better team than a team of husband and wife, like a spouse team, when it comes to driving, because you ain't got to worry about your spouse being on the road and you're out at home and all that. And we got 3 of the 4 of our kids with us, Deuce, she ain't want to be on. She don't want to be on the road, so she with grandma. So I mean, if that was the case, and she did want to come with us, she would be right here with us, and we would have all 4 kids on the road, and not to mention us as the drivers trying to make this stuff happen. And honestly, that's what most people would believe is the most stressful part, but that's not even the most stressful part. The most stressful part is them, like the company saying, hey, you got this load here, and then backing out when you're ready to go get the load, or coming up with some other stuff that doesn't even, it's not even relevant to us as drivers. They wanted us to deadhead from Houston to Dallas, which they so-called paid us for. We did that for no reason at last night, when we could have just stayed where we were, because we still had to end up sitting most of the day anyway. So what was the point of us deadheading to Dallas last night? It didn't really make much sense, squad. They wanted us to do all of that for what? But it's a test. It's a test we're gonna pass, and as always, to God be the glory, because He's given us the abilities to do this, even though it's something that we know that ain't right, but He's given us the ability to do it, and do it efficiently. So that's all that matters to me. As long as we can get it done and get back on the road and keep rolling. But yeah, that's how our last 2 days have been going though, squad. Just wanted to tap in and let y'all know what was up. As always, y'all be blessed. Big Prime out.